it's a good thing.
We always start on something really crass just before turning it on.
Sometimes we don't end the crash either.
John's was an incredible slur just as we went live last week.
What do we do? Oh, yes, I have. Yeah. Well, only if it was taken out of context, which was very easy to do because there was no context because we weren't live.
Sometimes
Right, they'll be able to hear us in a sec. Or now.
Don't say anything crass, especially James, Brad. Mind yourself. No swearing, no racial epithets.
Nobody ever taught me how.
Or how to not do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's good.
Hello, darling.
I feel we let them down. We'll do a shit and a fuck, and then it's less of a letdown.
Well, I'll just roll the intro.
Go for it.
And we are live. Welcome everybody to the new Ohm Show, Chapter 9. Chapter 9 of the new Ohm Show. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Had to.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We've got a very old school looking panel tonight. We've got John from JustANick.co.uk. We've got James from The Peril and Brad from South Africa.
Hello, Dad.
And it's going to be what a cracking show we've got for tonight. It's absolutely jam-packed. I don't know if we'll get through it all, but we'll try. We've got news from the vaping world, a little bit of squonking, some stuff, and some things. We've got some really cool new stuff, actually. That's one of the many benefits of having James on.
It is.
He is an absolute gold mine of the high-end world. Always got his finger on the pulse. So let's just crack on to avoid that disappointment of running out of time. Brad, hello, drinking and vaping. What are you doing on those fronts?
I am drinking a nice. Can you see the steam? Cup of
lemsip.
Made a hot toddy. Look at that. It's a little pale.
So what? Whiskey, lemon, honey.
Yeah, a little bit more whiskey than lemon and honey, but it's gonna do the job. And I'm still vaping this, but I have changed it up. I got hold of the 1.8 coils.
I think that's the worst coil for that.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. It's not that. It's not the taste. Let's see how long have you had it go?
I put it in yesterday morning.
Cool. That's giving you another day left on it.
Yeah, but even on the 0.7 coil, 3-4 days before they.
Oh wow.
Back. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've got it 1.8, 10 watts, and on its tightest setting.
Nice.
Far more. I'm really liking it. I've fallen in love with it all over again. Anyway, that's enough about me. James, darling, I had to work out where you were. What you drinking and what you vaping?
That's all, isn't it? That's all. Yes, that's all.
It.
Yes,
yeah. That's all.
Okay, I am vaping on. I'm vaping on. Like you could just turn back the clocks 2 years and ask us exactly the same question, and I'd tell you exactly the same answer. It is the Lugos Vaping V2 whistle on the top, and then there is Tobacco Crunch from Chefs. And I am drinking, just angle me for the product placement, I am drinking a fine Danish Pilsner.
Danish Pilsner. Lovely drop.
Delicious. I didn't even drink that. But it is nice. That was something I don't want to drink it if my sponsors are watching. That's what I'm vaping, and that's what I'm drinking. The same old stuff. And I've got YouTube in the corner just here, and I seem to have. I've got Groucho Marx just like here for some reason. Why is Groucho Marx here? Is he always there? Is this Oh, it's because
that-
of the copyright.
Yeah, it's
that's
something to
what-
do with my channel.
Yeah, so it's his channel.
Right, cool. I'll try not to get in the way. I'll scooch over a little bit. There we are.
Don't worry about him. He's fine.
Me and G. Normally I haven't got that up. I just wanted to get the pop-up chat on. So yeah, that's what I'm vaping on. That's what I'm drinking on. And John, what are you vaping on? And what are you drinking on?
There's one change. Well, it's subtle. It's not a lot. I've got one of them. Yeah. That's really weird. It's coming on my head. I've got a Dwa on top of the whatever this is, Geek Vape. But I put lemon crack in it, not crack currant. Oh, I swapped that as well. That was something else last week. I put pistache in the billet box because everybody kept buying it, and I obviously sell it. So I was thinking I should vape it too. So I've got pistache in the billet box. I do really like that. It goes really well with coffee as well. And drinking wise, I've got a 4-pack of the old Ghost Ship, but I had one Ease Up left, so I'm drinking Ease Up by Adnams Brewery. Ricardinho, I'll use your whole name. What are you vaping on? What are you drinking? Sunny Jim.
Welcome to everyone in chat. It's good to see all of your smiling faces. Wes is
It
in there,
is.
Scotty's in there, Big D from Home Firth.
Home First?
Home Firth, you know where they filmed Last of the Summer Wine. That's where he's from. Mark's in there, Barry's in there, Dominique is in there, Dean Feeney, the lot. Don't forget, if you're in chat, do join in, but also turn the little thing on the top to live
Did
chat.
it again.
Live chat. That way you don't miss any
Did it at the fucking
important
beginning.
messages. Todd from Todd's e-cig reviews is in chat as well.
I can see Reverend Vapes.
Reverend Vapes is in there.
He's been in. He's been again. He's back.
He set the reminder
Good man.
and then came back at 9. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. So good to see everyone in there. Right. Vaping on all sorts, and I'll come back to that. But look at this. Drinking this.
What are you drinking? Ultra.
Did you see the TV advert for that and then go and buy it?
No, it was just cheap in the petrol station.
What is it?
Michelob Ultra.
Ah, see, has it got the old Michelob taste?
I've no idea. It's 60 calories a bottle. That's its
Wow.
USP.
Has it got? Because it used to have a really kind of malty flavour. Michelob, I liked it, but it was not liked.
It's a light beer and it's very
Oh,
low
okay.
calorie, and that's its selling point. 70 calories. So your traditional sort of Budweiser might be 190, 200 calories.
Yeah.
This is only 70.
Do yourself a favor and search for the Jimmy Fallon TV advert. I think it was a Super Bowl TV ad for that beer.
It must have some big back in there.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Usually, Michelob was a massive brand back in the day, wasn't it? You, James, me and you, mate, we're the only people who fucking know what it is. They weren't old enough to drink.
I drank Michelob in Chambers nightclub. It was awesome stuff. What's the ABV though, Rich?
3.6.
Can you get drunk on it? What is it?
3.6.
Sorry, how many?
3.6. So a couple less than Carling.
It's a little.
It's very weak, isn't it?
pitiful.
But maybe that's part of the.
Calorie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's you cannot have one without the alcohol turns to calories or something. I don't know.
Yep, it does.
Oh, Scotty Bogfoot's reviewed it already. He called it 60 calories of awfulness.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a light lager. It tastes like all the other Coors Light and all that. Tastes like that. Bud Light, that's one as well. To name but 2. But it's a thing. It's a thing. I want to. You got to try these things.
Yeah. I know. Might as
Couple,
well.
isn't it?
Might be delicious.
A couple of quid. Basium, Goon, Deep Rooted. Then I've got Can Only Be Breakfast in the MVP 5. Still using the Kelpie on the block. And in there is Deep Rooted as well. And some more juice from Just Had Nick in the Mato.
What's in that?
The
Pistache?
I think it's the last of my Dis one.
Ah, crikey. Must be the one with some left.
Kelpie on the block. That does sound like some sort of street slang, I must
Yeah,
admit.
it's like a J-Lo album title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a crap name for a pumper, isn't it? The block.
For a pumper.
It's a pumper. Press that and it pumps the juice into your eye.
Pumper.
I
Squonker
thought that was the
pumper.
fire button. I clearly don't pay enough attention.
Yeah, that's
Pump,
the
pump,
fire
pump.
button. You can be forgiven for that. I've often tried to fire it like that. So that's all stuff and things. Let's dive into the news. I still haven't fixed those little video trails, so fuck that.
It's the news. It's the news. Oh, yeah. It's the news.
First
There you go.
on the news,
I've got it. If you're following the
Jack,
script.
is news out of the British Broadcasting Corporation.
Oh, that's what I suspected you were going to say. Here we go. 2 UK deaths may be linked to vaping lung injury. This isn't the reason I'm reading this is there's something missing from the article. It's quite short, so I'm going to go for it. It's definitely worth talking about. There have been 2 potential cases of e-cigarette or vaping-related lung injury in the UK in the past year, in which both patients died. The Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency is currently investigating the deaths. It has also received 20 reports of serious adverse reactions to vaping. Public health experts said the deaths were concerning, but UK regulated e-cigarettes were less harmful than smoking. Public Health England advises smokers to switch to e-cigarettes to help chances of quitting completely, but it advises people who have never smoked not to start vaping. There are more than 3 million who vape in the UK, but there are twice as many who smoke cigarettes, which is the estimated cause of 213 deaths per day in England, or 77,800 per year. This is the interesting bit. Illicit liquids. I was talking to Professor John Newton, and he said the recent US outbreak of serious lung illnesses was strongly linked to people vaping illicit liquids containing vitamin E acetate. We have not, however, seen a similar outbreak here in the UK. Vitamin E acetate is banned in nicotine e-cigarettes in the UK, along with a range of other ingredients. The 2 suspected deaths and more than 20 adverse reactions to e-cigarettes were reported to the MRHA Yellow Card Scheme. Until a coroner's report is released, the deaths cannot be confirmed as being linked to vaping. And then I've kind of jumped a couple of paragraphs, but it doesn't really make any difference. And I'm just going to skip the end paragraph. There's a really good thing missing from the entire article. I read it 3 times to make sure I hadn't missed it. There is absolutely no mention of it not being nicotine related in the US. And not.
On the green.
I don't get it. So what is this happening in the UK?
They've got 2 deaths.
2 deaths in the UK?
No, because the coroner is yet to confirm. And it's...
And what have they died of?
They don't know.
So
So
two
why are
people,
they-
two
why are
people
they
have
blaming-
died and they've immediately pointed at vaping.
Yes.
2 vapors have died. We
people-
know that. 2
2
vapors.
people
What-
who vaped. But we don't know
Yeah,
what they vaped because they haven't mentioned the word marijuana in that anywhere, even when
Okay,
they're talking
what-
about America.
okay.
And they talk about vitamin E acetate. Don't mention weed once.
I mean, they could have been driving big foggy car, and it could have happened. But that's bound to happen eventually. That is bound to happen eventually.
I reckon
But-
it's one of those ice arrows.
Yeah, from the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
It just melts away. That is the perfect murder.
It's a perfect murder.
Everybody
Or
knows
an
that.
ice dagger. But then you have to be in the room.
You have to be in the room.
Technically, the perfect murder would be an ice arrow with a vape attached. So when the ice arrow melts, there's a mod left near the body, and they'll just finally go, "Oh, he was vaping." That's how he went.
That's what Philip Morris do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of
They,
money,
ki-
a
they
lot of
kill
money.
people and they leave a vape at the scene.
Yeah.
I think it was quite good.
Clintons could learn a lot from Philip Morris.
So we've got 2 in, let's say vaping began before this, but let's call 2012 because that's some people's idea of the beginning of vaping, which isn't true. But let's call it the later date, 2012 till 2020, 2 deaths or 77,800 per year for smokers. I mean,
I'm still holding on to the 0.
still I am still with the 0, but even that is worse It's not really. You don't have to get your vape death hands out, do you? Which one? I don't know.
If 1,000 people who vaped were assassinated every month,
Still be less.
be advisable to vape.
Yeah. And stay away from anyone with a freezer. Just always be somewhere really warm, like a sauna, and then you
That
can't
won't
get.
save you from an ice arrow.
Yeah, it would. No. I
wouldn't
mean,
melt
really
it
hot.
wouldn't melt on its journey to your chest.
Get blow torches and like gas outlets, and just have jets of flame around the window of every window in your house.
Yeah.
So
Impossible.
basically, your advice is to become a rotisserie
Human
chicken
Bunsen burner.
to prevent yourself from becoming stabbed with a knife arrow.
No,
You
because
don't need any of that. You just need one of them gilets. They keep your body really warm.
Yes.
So you just need a gilet.
the Gillette.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gillette.
When did that?
Yeah.
When did that happen? When did it stop? Like I was saying to somebody, I was like, "Oh, I don't really like body warmers, but fair enough. If that's what you want." They went, "It's not a body warmer. Looks like one." They went,
It's because
"No,
they spent ages saying it was the best a man could get.
it's a Gillette."
And I thought, well, if it's the best I can get, I'll have cold arms then.
I always think they're weird. They are very, very weird. They're like body for the winter, arms for the summer. That's an odd combination. But yeah, the one day
It's like the fingerless gloves thing. You kind of go, "I want warm hands, but very cold fingers."
No, I totally get fingerless gloves. It's for fiddling, isn't it? For fiddling with things.
For doing
But this
things
is
you're
completely different.
Fiddling with what? What are you doing? Just have gloves on.
Fishing.
Fine.
You type in a cold place.
But then but that's when the ice arrow danger is like, whoa.
Not with your gilet on.
Can't spend your life waiting for an ice arrow. You still got to do your typing.
You've got to be constantly
In the
aware.
Arctic.
Constantly aware.
So that's the BBC. I think
That's the BBC.
we've taken a sideways look at that.
I thought it was quite just the fact they just didn't bother about mentioning weed. I thought that was quite
Slow news day at the BBC.
It was. Pulse is yours.
Yeah, let's do that one. What's the
Let's
outlet?
go. Oh, it's quite good. So this is an article in Pulse, which is a website for medical professionals, sort of, and arseholes, which you'll find out in a minute. Pulse. MRHA urges GPs to be vigilant in new advice on identifying vaping-related lung injury. This goes back. It's kind of merged with the first article. The Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency has released a drug safety update warning doctors to be alert of possible adverse reactions from vaping among patients with respiratory problems. The organisation is also calling on doctors to ask all patients routinely about e-cigarette use and report any suspected side effects from vaping via the yellow card scheme. There is currently no standard diagnostic criteria for identifying vaping-associated lung injury. Okay, so that's going to be an interesting coroner's report. But the MRHA has drawn up a list of criteria for healthcare professionals to use based on expert advice. This was going. These are the things they're looking for if somebody's having a problem. Healthcare professionals in the UK were sent a letter this week warning that cases of lung injury should be reported via the yellow card scheme as probably related to e-cigarette use if they met all the criteria below.
Rat bastards.
Patient has vaped in the last 30 days. There is pulmonary infiltrate such as opicities on a plain film chest x-ray, absence of respiratory infection, no evidence of alternative diagnosis such as malignancy. They are, and then you fall into the criteria.
Surely they should be looking out for stoned and wheezing.
Yeah. Really hungry.
Munchies, wheezing.
Munchies, yeah. But
red eyes, hungry, wheezing.
This article was like
tie-dye, don't forget the tie-dye.
Hippie, wheezing.
Keep saying the word dude. Here we go. This is quite good. I scrolled down and thought, I wonder what medical professionals would comment on this article. And the second article, the second comment on the article is from an ex-GP. Imagine this was your GP and they wrote this. I might do a stupid voice. Yeah, probably don't do one like that.
Do it.
So, sort of hoping they find vaping is more dangerous than cigarette smoking. Hate the vile stuff. Clouds of fumes. You know, I've been inside someone's lungs, blowing selfishly all over you and just walking down the street. In a queue of traffic, you can smell the stuff being blown from several cars ahead. If it's so wonderful, keep your windows closed, waiting for the yet undiscovered harms to appear, and then they'll be happy when they all go back to smoking cigarettes. What a fuckhead!
Class GP. there.
How does a man who was a general practitioner or a GP, you don't just come out of medical school and go to be a GP, you've got to serve your time to be a GP, is my understanding of it. How do you go from being a GP to being an ex-GP?
He's
you
retired.
do a lot of work.
Because
You help old ladies.
He's an old bastard. All right, you didn't mention that. Sorry.
I figured it out. It's because he made all of his money treating smokers that he can now afford to retire, and he's like, "Fuck it, bring the smokers back."
GP.
I could be a GP with no medical training. You've got literally, no matter what you go in for, they just say, "Oh, pop up to hospital."
Yeah. Either pop up to hospital or they Google your symptoms.
Yeah.
I can Google mine fucking
Pop
symptoms.
to hospital. Why don't they just replace all GPs with just a neon sign saying hospital? Go
I assume that if they ever turn the screen round,
Google.
I thought it was just one of those like just 17 diagrams, you know, when they kind of go, does it feel like it's about here? You go, yeah, and they kind of following it down with their eyes, but pretending to type.
And then
Yes.
you get to hospital, and the real doctor just rolls his eyes, just kicks you back out.
What the fuck are you doing here, you bellend? Yeah, I just thought, what a scum though. It's not an open forum. Anyone can read this fucking arsehole comment.
Well, he's just a cantankerous old tosser. You know, you've seen the sort. Old jag, double parked.
Well, I'll go with a comment we didn't say. Just Pajanko, don't know who that is, just wrote pedo.
Allegedly.
Should they send him some used pods in the post?
We have news from
Yankee Land.
Jewel World, don't we?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. This is only broke like 3 hours ago, so it's quite good. Engadget. Engadget.com came up with this. This is 5 hours ago now.
This is breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news. I just give it another one.
Breaking news.
Marlborough owners'
out, John.
stake in Juul is worth a third of its original value.
Says who?
Well, says them. When cigarette giant Altria invested 12.8 billion into Juul, it probably thought this was a brilliant move that gave it a stake in the future as conventional smoking continued to decline. It's probably having second thoughts. In 2020, however, the company wrote off another 4.1 billion of the investment's value in the fourth quarter due to the onslaught of lawsuits over allegedly deceptive and teen-orientated marketing, combined with an earlier 4.5 billion write-off. Altria's Juul stake is now worth 4.2 million, so from 12.8 to 4.2, just under a third of its original value. According to Altria and Juul are scaling back. Accordingly, Altria and Juul are scaling back and altering their relationship. They're shifting attention to pre-market tobacco applications and will limit Altria's services to Juul to regulatory affairs by the end of March. They're also restructuring the board of directors to give Altria just 2 director seats, as well as committees that oversee both litigation and nominations.
Yeah, it's a funny one with Juul, isn't it? Because they've sort of cut off their own legs.
Yeah, they started it though. I was saying to somebody, there's somebody, a couple of people on the group were saying, oh, maybe they've done it on purpose. They really didn't. They started a snowball. They couldn't stop. They started the...
But they're still lobbying UK government for flavour reduction.
Yeah.
But I guess that's all part of it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Such a weird
thing. I
thing.
think that the negative press that's come along with it has stopped new people trying.
Amazing things.
And that's new vapors is what Juul needs. That's their core. People move on or people quit or whatever. Juul needs a constant stream of smokers switching. And all this negative press has put people off.
And Juul have always struggled to get a foothold in the UK with a 20 milligram cap. Stops their product being effective.
Not just the UK, all of Europe.
Europe. All
Yeah.
of Europe. Yeah. They've really struggled to get a foothold. There is a really lovely, warm feeling of them fucking themselves over with the flavour ban, which we all knew that's what they were doing.
They drilled holes in their own fucking boat to please someone who wasn't in the fucking boat, and now they're surprised it's sinking. Fuck them.
They did a brilliant. You've got to admit, they did a brilliant job at fucking it.
I mean, you can't argue with it from the actual original owners of Juul.
No,
they've cashed out. They're all right. But you've kind of allowed to infect the company with the old fuzzy backward thinking of tobacco, big tobacco. So you've got all these suits, all these bods in there now, just ruining it.
Exactly. It's funny. It's exactly what happened to when Blue took over with the what the hell was that called? James is the man who knows the names. What was the pod system that Blue took in the UK? The Van.
The Von yeah.
The problem was, by the time the Imperial took it, they didn't realise how old and wanky it was actually going to look against everything else. Same as Jules' issue as well. They can't spin.
Yeah, but that's Jules exactly the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's
Nichrome wire and a piece of fucking silica, which is just not going to get you anywhere.
Juul have also never attempted to bridge the gap. No variable voltage device.
No, Blue have attempted it with like a C5
no cloudy
device. Same, Blue haven't got one.
So that's again, why not just give that a whirl? It's the cloudy Juul.
Because by the time they've probably learned now though that it's so difficult for a company that big. It's like turning a massive container ship against a fucking rowing boat. You just got no chance. China moves so quick, so fast into gaps. You haven't got a hope.
Mm-hmm. That might be their next move, actually. Juul.
China.
Yeah, like Dyson did. Just moving
just
the whole thing over there.
Yeah, I don't know, but they've got to do something because they're. That's funny. And just think, we would have quite been happy to cost Big Tobacco 4.2 billion, but they did it themselves.
What interests me is further down the line, I'd like to see whether the directors of Juul can be charged with criminal negligence by fellow shareholders for the crap that they've done, resulting in the downturn of Juul.
But they did it to themselves. They've actually removed them from the board. That was the end bit of the article, which I added. They've lost their concession, which was how many members on the board they had. They've voided their own contract by the business not growing. It's quite funny. They invested the money. That's a normal caveat to add. Yeah. We'll give you this much money, and they say, "Yeah, fine, but we've got to get value for that," and they didn't. So,
right, new stuff. Let's look at some new stuff from James. News from Hellfire, James.
Oh, Hellfire. Okay, let's just bring me notes up here. Hellfire. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is. I think this is pretty new. This is only saw the proto pictures this week. It's
hot off the press.
It's not the first time they've done it, but this is the new Sabre. Hopefully we've got some pictures on screen. Do we have them?
Now.
Lovely job. This is the new Sabre T prototype pics that went up on the Hellfire group this week. And it's based on the original Sabre, the very popular, came out last year, I think, Sabre, which was a 22 milli stainless steel atomizer, kind of an RDA jobby with the same sort of airflow stroke chamber reducing section that the Maverick and the Strike had, but a much smaller version, kind of aimed at mouth to lung, reduced direct lung, and this is the tank version of it. This is only the proto. We haven't got any solid details on it yet.
I've got a mod with it as well, James. Is that
there's pics of a mod flying up as well?
Okay, don't put them up there. We're not looking at them yet. We're not looking at them. They're not the Sabre. They're not the Sabre. They are the Titan thing. I'll talk about that in just a second. Just stick with the Sabre pictures for now. Stick with the Sabre pictures for now. So this is it looks like an RDTA style Sabre. Sabre's probably going to be stainless steel 306, 304, should I say? Like the original Sabre was. I'm imagining it's going to be exactly the same on the top. We're going to have dangly legs to go into your tank section, and it's going to be an RDTA style job.
So it's an upgrade on the original.
It is. It's an alternative version for people who don't want to squonk or whatever. People who, because there's still tanky people out there, and this is aimed at the tanky people. I believe this is. So it's going to be that. My view on it is going to be exactly the same top cap in essence as the original Sabre. But it's going to be a tank version with like an RDTA style access to the tank. It's probably going to be the same materials. It's going to be 304 stainless steel. It's going to be 22 millimeters.
Quite old school, isn't it?
Pardon?
Quite old school looking.
Yeah. With the original Sabre, they went back to that kind of the three engraved rings, like the old style Hellfire gear. I like that look a lot. And it got quite a bit of traction last year. People did like it. People buying. I know Mark White, I think, was a big fan of it. I mean, it didn't. I checked to see if it got in any of the kind of greatest of 2019. So I couldn't see it anywhere. But I think that's maybe due to price and availability rather than people who bought it and really, really enjoyed it. You don't see many of them come up in the second-hand market. They are all pretty much people buy them and keep them.
Definitely one of the better looking RDTAs compared to some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
I do like it.
I think it's funky. It's probably going to be a glass. It's probably going to be a glass tank. Price wise, the original Sabre was about 135 quid. This is probably going to be around about the same, maybe a little bit more. Would have been the addition of the tank section a little bit bigger. So probably about 140, 145 quid, which is kind of Hellfire territory for that kind of thing.
We've teased the mod. We better talk about it. What's the mod?
So this is, we've seen these before. This is the Titan from Hellfire, which is their all titanium mod. And there's just been a couple. I mean, don't get us wrong. When I picked up these pictures, they were available. They sold out straight away. And this is the LE and also the Hellfire branded version of it. There's one picture there which is, I think, from Claudia Carrion. She's got nearly all of them there, and you see the stack of them there with the diamond. Yeah, I mean, they're beautiful mods, absolutely beautiful mods. And this was just like a bit of an update. I've spoken about them when they first came out, and I kind of followed them through as a few different alternates came with the patterns, and this is just a bit of an update. The Hellfire writing down the Hellfire have previously done that before with something a little more gratuitous, based on the suit of the
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, you remember? Yeah, and they've kind of replaced that with just the Hellfire branded. All fully TI, exactly. Everything's exactly the same. There's a plain one called the LE, and then there's the Hellfire version with the Hellfire writing on there. They're still vastly expensive. They're about 800 quid or thereabouts, and a little bit more for some, a little bit less for others.
Oh, lovely. So what have they done? Made more?
That is gorgeous.
They made more. They're dropping them constantly. I think there was 5 of the plain or 10 of the plain, and then there was 5 of the Hellfire branded ones. Again, you don't see many of them on the second-hand market. The people buy them and they keep them, and you can see Claudia's picture there. She's a massive Hellfire. Her and her husband are massive collectors of Hellfire gear. And yeah, and
probably a retired GP.
Pardon?
Probably a retired GP. That kind of money.
Possibly. I don't think she'd be bitching about vapors though. She loves a vapor, does Claudia? Yeah, so that's it. That's me Hellfire news for this week. And maybe even this month. There you go. Thanks very much.
Very nice indeed. The next one on my list, Visionary Mods, James.
Oh, more of me. Visionary Mods. Let's just bring up Visionary Mods. Okay. So this is not new stuff. I would have probably put this at the end, but you are the boss. So let's tell you, this is.
What do you want to talk about? If we can do a different one.
Oh, you do, because that's nothing new there. The lists are closed for that. The list's opened about a week
Go on then.
or a fortnight
Which
ago.
one? You pick.
Okay, let's go for the swordade, the swordaddy,
yeah, on
the
screen
new. The new one. This is the new one from No Name Mods. This is quite a rare. This is this week's news. This is only a couple of days old.
Beautiful.
This is a nice looking bit of kit. This is out of Italy from No Name Mods, and this is the swordade, the swordaddy, the SAUDADE, the Swadidi. I don't know what it is. It's the presence of the absence is its tag.
Got it
there. Got it. Excellent. Okay, so this is it's a DNA 60. It's full 316 stainless steel. 316 stainless steel. It's milled out of a single billet of
very pretty.
And it's got a bit of a hidden. It's got some little features that you don't see very often. One is the hidden screen. There you can see you've got a little clip-on magnetic jobbing there, which can hide the screen, but also that's kind of that's a squeezy button thing. The fire button's behind there. You clip that on there, and you can do a little squeezy for fiery, which I think is quite nice. I mean, we have seen that before. That's not brand new, but with this you take it off, you put it back on. Oh, fun for all the family. Let us give you some dimensions on this one. It's 24 by 42. It's an 18650. Weighs about 225 grams. It is a DNA 60 with the USB in there. Obviously, you don't always get that USB. I don't know why some mod makers aren't putting that in there, but it's got the USB in there. I will say this: it's not cheap. And I'll also say this: that ring on the top is the halo ring. You can see that nice little, not a beauty ring as such, but it's kind of looks like part of the mod. It's not really part of the. This is my understanding anyway. It's not really part of the mod. You've got to buy that bit separately.
What does that do? Was it just?
It's a beauty ring.
It's a beauty ring.
It kind of is. It kind of is a beauty ring, if you like. We call it that. They are calling it the halo. The halo ring or the halo, and that's capable of taking a 22mm atomizer, and it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's high. We're talking high end. I mean, obviously we've just had the Titan there, but this is stainless steel, 316 medical grade. Oh, it's good. It's good. It's a single billet. Oh, okay, it is. It's €520, and then if you want the halo ring on the top, that's another €60.
60.
Whoa.
So
it's gorgeous. That's really pretty.
I look forward to seeing Claudia's.
It's a nice looking bit of kit. Well, she's Italian. She would have just wandered down to the shops.
Get down the shops, yeah.
Save herself on some postage and packaging, because I don't think that includes P&P either, mind. So that's it's €520, €60 for the halo ring for on top. And I have got this thing. I did try to contact the modder. I didn't get any responses. It was only yesterday. It says switching on with control level. I don't know what that means. Anybody got any idea what that might mean? Switching on with control level.
Lever, maybe. I don't know.
With control level. No, it says switching on with. Unless that is referring to the fire button being squeezy. I think that's probably what it is. What it is. That's probably just lost in translation there. So but that is the Swadadi, the Swadudi.
I like it. I think it's very pretty.
It's
very
lovely. And it's absolutely lovely.
I like that No Name releases a mod that no one can pronounce the name.
I bet someone can. Someone in chat says it's Swordade.
Swordade. Yeah, I think it's good. It's pretty. 510.
I know what they're doing, those wops.
510. It's not cheap, but
just to give James a break, we'll talk about something else.
Go.
This is kind of a general thing. It's been going on this week. YouTube have been striking vape-related YouTube channels left, right, and centre. The main victims so far have been Derek. Ambitions Vapor, he's got a strike, which sort of comes with like a 7-day suspension, if you like. Vaping Fagan's an interesting one. He was staring the second strike in the face, which comes with a 14-day suspension. And he's managed to successfully appeal that and get it overturned. And Vick Mullin, Vaping with Vick from Scotland, creator of the Kelpie RDA, he has got 2 strikes and he's currently suspended from uploading to his channel for the next 14 days. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mess. There's obviously something upsetting YouTube about vaping right now.
I thought, was this something to do with affiliates?
So the original belief was that people were getting strikes for linking or showing links in the video to vaping websites that were selling vaping stuff. Because of the rules in America around vaping, technically vaping, e-cigarettes, things like that, anything related to nicotine is a regulated device, regulated goods, and so comes with additional YouTube rules. But it's completely unclear in their guidelines what that inhibits and prohibits. So the original belief was it was links. So if you had links to vape shops in your descriptions, if you recommended people to go places in your video,
I remember Cully
affiliate
talking about
links,
that because Cully's taken it more.
There were some strikes for that, and that was kind of what it was suggested by YouTube was causing that. However, the recent strikes are not from videos with links in. No mention of links, no links in descriptions. The majority of vape reviewers, if you go to any of their old videos, you'll see that the link has been removed or broken deliberately by that reviewer. So the recent strikes are not link related. So
I thought Vick's was.
I think his first strike might have been, but his second one, he says, is nothing to do with a link at all.
I thought he said it was a strike from a video from 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well.
No, his second strike's not from a link.
Okay.
He'd already removed all his links after getting that strike, and he's not a reviewer that actually mentions websites within his videos. So it's a bit of a mystery. He has appealed and he's been unsuccessful, whereas Fagan has been successful. So it's very muddy. They also, from seeing his Facebook page, he's saying that they're refusing to confirm why the strike. So it's a bit of a mess at the moment. I don't have any. I don't have any strikes.
You're dying for strikes, though, aren't you?
I don't know why. I don't know why I don't, and others.
You're a lovely face.
Because you're a good boy, Vick. You're a good boy.
Well, whatever I'm doing, I guess it's working for now. But we'll see. We'll see. So I don't know. It's a kind of I put it out there. You know, if your favourite reviewer suddenly stops uploading, check his social media. It might be because he's got a strike. It's one of those things. You know, if you want to keep your eye on these things. If you have your favourite reviewers, people that you subscribe to, it's definitely worth connecting to their other outlets, whatever they are. You know, Instagram or Facebook or whatever.
Patreon,
Twitter.
If you're stupid.
If you've got money to burn, Patreon as well. Whatever, you know. Because if you want to know what's going on, then that's the only way, really. And if these reviewers want to move to another platform, the only way you're going to find out is if following them on social media. So it's a bit of a mystery at the moment. We don't really know. It's not looking great for vaping on YouTube, really. Is in the current climate.
I know Grimm's been uploading, and so's Bogan to Instagram with the IG.
I think that's the obvious
TV.
place. That seems to me the obvious place because there's already an existing following, and there's also the capability for videos on there.
Yeah, especially because they've extended it now, so you get the first minute or whatever it is, and then you can click it and it goes.
Yeah,
there.
I think it's
Instagram
1,000
Facebook.
followers for 10 minutes, and then 20,000 followers for longer than 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh, really?
With Instagram being Facebook owned, not cause a problem down the line where
It's still a
Facebook
problem.
have
It's still a
turned
problem with Instagram. Yeah, it's still a problem with Instagram. But all you can do is move to the next thing. Move to the next. I don't know.
That's the most vapor thing ever, isn't it? All you can do is move and change, and try and do what you can.
yeah, fair.
Yeah, and like Todd's review says in chat, if I get a strike, I'll be down the pub. If I get a couple of strikes, I'll be taking my retirement. I'll be collecting my YouTube pension. But as it stands right now, it's all good. I haven't got any warnings. I don't know how it works. I don't know what's causing it. But it's just a thing. And so I'll just put it out there. I'm just putting it out there for everyone to know about if they were unaware of what's going on.
I don't know how you've gotten aware of it for so long. Well, with John being on your channel now, he's so sweary. They're not bothered about sweary YouTubers, are they? They're not bothered about
Not as long as you've ticked that your content is for over 18s, which I have.
Fuck, cunt, bollock, shit, arse, cunt, bastard.
I was waiting for that.
The only thing that you're not allowed to say is bollocks.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze that one out.
I don't know. Yeah, so as long as you mark it as over 18, which I have always done, even before the copper rules.
I mean, that just makes sense, doesn't it? There's loads of stuff like this that comes up where you think self-policing is obviously the way to do it.
Yeah. So that's a thing. I don't know what else to say, really. Just make people aware of the situation. I don't have any insight that anyone has, because even when you ask YouTube directly, they don't have any insight. So who knows what's going on? No idea. James, do you want to talk about some drip tips?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't normally talk about drip tips, but I did mention these.
You have before.
I have. About same manufacturer. Although I do, I have. It's all vaping, isn't it?
You love a drip
tip. If it's
tip.
vaping news, I'll talk about vaping news. I'm not bothered
I
whether
love
it's
a drip
drip tips or not.
I love a drip tip. I think
I
think it's underrated, the importance of a drip tip.
I've said this for years. You cannot. You need a decent drip tip. It can radically change your vaping experience.
I agree 100%. I've gotten rid of all my mods, but I never get rid of my drip tips because you end up with favorites.
You gotta have a nice drip tip, and these are some really. I mean, I'm not sure on the how the vape, but these are some of the nicest drip tips I have ever seen. This is from KS Tips, I think. It was. Let's bring my notes up. Yeah, KS Drip Tips. And I brought these to the channel about July, August, September, or something last year, when I had some really tasty ones then. And since then, they've gone from strength to strength. They've been on the go quite a few years, but they are really knocking them out of the park. We've got some pics hopefully on the screen.
Yeah,
is that right? Excellent.
The Ultim Super Short are absolutely awesome.
The black, lovely, absolutely lovely. I mean, we have seen tiny drip tips like that before, but I don't think none of this quality. They've been kind of milled out of plastic, essentially, from American companies. But yeah. So what we've got is we've got some great materials. We've got looks all handmade. They look absolutely gorgeous.
Are they silver or something?
No. Stainless steel. Silver would tarnish really badly. I had a solid silver drip tip myself, and it did a tarnish really badly. It was awful to use. But yeah, so you've got real amber, you've got black Ultim, you've got Swarovski crystal in there, you've got some more traditional wood styles. They're all handmade. If you're interested in buying them, I asked about prices because everybody always asks about prices. When you're looking at something like that, and you're like, oh, that's a nice looking drip tip. How much is that? How much is that drip tip? And I cannot tell you price. I mean, I can't tell you the start, or the appear to start from around about €30. So they're not cheap, but remember, they are all handmade. And if you are interested, your best bet is actually to go on the group, see what's available. It's a Facebook group. It's KS Drip Tips is the group, and you're gonna, if you put a PM KS Max, that's MAXX. He'll give you the actual lowdown, the showdown with the individual prices. They started around, like I say, €30 and going up from there, depending on the amount of work and the materials that are in them. So they're not cheap, but they are. I mean, some of them would really finish a mod off really nicely. So yeah, I wouldn't normally bring a lot of drip tips to the show, but they're just absolutely gorgeous, all handmade and stunning.
Really nice, some nice ones there.
Yeah, nice. KS Drip Tips. Check them out.
I don't think we can tease these visionary mods any longer, James.
Oh, you stick them up.
Let's do it.
Bring me notes up.
Oh,
it
first one's
looks-
stunning.
Okay, so I don't. Which one are we looking at first? They're all named
They're
Rich.
just
Tell us which one we're looking at.
Oh my god! Don't say that. They're flicking through them. Every
Okay,
8 seconds
well,
it changes.
Okay, let us just tell you about them then. Okay, so Visionary Mod's been on the go a long time. Certainly a few years, and they're kind of they seem to be to me to be a bit of a no hype kind of company. I mean, I know Mark likes them. There's certainly a few reviews up on his channel, and you see a few of them kicking about. But I thought it would be really nice to kind of just show them off because they are really beautiful. The woods are beautiful. The shapes are really, really nice. They look really well made. So let us tell you, it is Visionary Mods. Come out of Croatia by a modder by the name of Marko. I'm gonna just butcher his name.
Butcher away.
Jagacek. I want to say Jagacek.
Is it spelled with a what? Is it spelled with a J?
It's with a J.
So it's a Y then. So
You
say
think it's a
Jagacek. Yeah.
You think it's Jagacek? I don't know. It's okay. We'll just call him Mark because we're all friends.
Yeah, we're all friends. Call him Mark.
Visionary Mods out of Croatia. One of them that we're looking at, I'm not entirely sure. You can probably tell by the shapes. The names and the shapes do kind of go together. Is the Swan V2, but I'm not sure which one I'm talking about. It's a MOSFET. It's 82 by 50 by 28. It's got the Limelight RAM board in there. It's got the Piezo 510. Again by Limelight. It's got the Piezo Squonk Ball, again by Limelight, using quality materials here. It's got the Stealth Vape battery tube in there. Comes with a desky pouch, comes with a wooden box. It's €400, not including postage and packaging and shipping. Another one that we're looking at is, well, I'm not sure which one we're looking at though, is the Ballier.
We're looking at a purple one right now.
Okay, that narrows it right down. Thanks very much, Rich. This is a regulated. There's a regulated one there. There's two regulated ones. It's either a DNA 60 or a BF 60 on request. You've got to ask for the die code is. It is 89 by 35 by 28. It's got the Mod Dog V2 Nano in there, 510. It's got a Mod Dog battery tube in there. It's got no USB port. Put a USB port in there. Comes with a desky pouch. Comes with a wooden box. It's €440, not including postage and packaging and shipping. And the last one that I'm talking about, this one looks a bit like it's on screen now. It's on screen now. If you were watching 10 seconds ago on the delay, it's the Penguin. It's regulated to DNA 60. It's 85 by 45 by 28. Again, it's got the Mod Dog Nano V2 in there, 22mm version. Mod Dog battery tube, no USB port. Ugh. Desky pouch, wooden box. It's €480, not including PayPal fees or shipping. It's Visionary Mods. They're
very stunning.
Very
they're absolutely stunning. They're as good looking as any high-end mod.
They are, and I realise.
I think he's done really well with the colours.
The shape. I mean, there is optional extras. They're the base prices I'm giving you there. You can get it gold plated. You can get it with a Damascus tube. Damascus button rings, I think we saw on one of them.
Yeah.
If you want to pay more, you can pay more. You can get it customized. Basically, it's old school, high-end modern. You pick your block, you pick your shape, he makes it for you, bish, bash, bosh, you're in business. And that's how it works.
So is it a Facebook group situation?
It's a Facebook group situation. The reason this isn't used and this is kind of a showcase is because the latest list closed about a week or so ago, and it filled really, really quickly because they are quite popular and people really, really like them. And you can see why, because they are absolutely beautiful. You've got about, I think, 500 blocks to choose from. Some of them are stabilized in-house. Some of them he brings in. Everything else is done in-house. I mean, you can see, obviously, I've mentioned there he's using parts from Limelight, from Mod Dog, from Stealth Vape. He's trying to use the highest quality materials he can. They come boxed. There is reviews out there. Like I say, Mark's got a couple for his older ones. I'm not entirely sure how up to date he is with regards to the regulated ones and stuff.
I'm going to try and get Sasa to write the name phonetically because he wants you to say again, but he's been a wanker. So I'm going to get Sasa to write it.
And if you get a minute, James, put the link to that group in chat.
And on the group.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, okay.
That black one is gorgeous.
I don't know which one I like the most, actually. There was an ambery kind of coloured one, the high gloss one, which was just absolutely incredible. Really, really amazing. Very pretty.
I've got a little follow-up actually to stick on the end of this. I've now done a little quick look video for the Mato RDTA from Vandy Vape with the stainless steel wicks. Yeah, Sasa wants you to say Jack again.
Say it again. He's just
Yelachek. Yegachek. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Done. Worth it. We've got 10 Harukas for that.
So this is it. So I've done a little quick look for this, and I changed it from a review to a quick look because I just simply didn't feel qualified to talk about it fully, a full review really. I've been messing around with these stainless steel wicks, and one of the things I've done is not use the stainless steel wicks.
Yeah, you said that last week.
So just putting cotton to the end, bunging it up with cotton and letting it just naturally, and I've got to say it did wick faster like that. So it's that, but that just sort of left me more perplexed about the whole thing, to be honest. Like I say, I've done a quick look if anyone wants to check that out that missed it. I still think it's really good. The stainless steel wicks limit the amount of watts you can get through it and use it nicely. But that to one side, at 50 watts, it's an absolutely lovely vape, and it wicks fast enough with the stainless steel wicks in. It's a nice design.
I really thought you'd like it. I really did.
I do like it. I do like it, but
dripper taste.
Yeah, I do like it. It is nice, and it's a very clever deck. It's a very nice layout, airflow wise, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm absolutely none the wiser on this stainless steel wicks at all.
Do you want to go flick to the Facebook page for a little bit of? I kind of asked the question on Friday. Just wondering. Oh, go run round. I know you've done it before, but it's a brand new show.
Do it.
We'll go again. I'm going to just go through the order on my in the cam. Here, Brad. How old were you when you started smoking?
First cigarette about 9. Actually started smoking regularly about 14.
And what was your brand of choice? Something South African.
First cigarette was No, but
what was your favorite brand?
Favorite brand, Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike. That was quite popular. I was quite shocked.
Lucky Strike filters for a good decade.
So you were, did you say 14? Did you say 15?
Yeah. 14-ish.
And when did you quit?
When did I move to the UK? 2016.
So how old were you? I'm not doing maths for you.
Oh, bloody hell. Now I've got to do math. 31?
31. Okay, yeah. It's about fine. James, what was your brand of choice? When did you start?
I was a late-ish starter. I didn't start. I was about 17. 16 or 17. I started on Marlboro Lights, but I smoked Regal for a lot of years. I loved a Regal king size. I did. I miss smoking sometimes. Not often, but I still do.
No, I agree. Comes and goes. When did you? How old were you when you quit?
39.
39. Ricardo Delenio.
14, I think. When properly smoking, not just messing about.
Yeah.
14, I think. The brand, I don't know if this is really obscure or not, was Royals.
Oh no, it's not that obscure. Like Royals 24.
But I never saw them later in my life.
24 pack.
I don't know. Are they still a thing now?
I don't know. They were when I smoked, but I haven't smoked.
But that was the only reason you could get a box of 12 as opposed to a box of 10.
10,
which just seemed perfect amount for me.
Well, you could get 24. Yeah, I went through a period of smoking them when I was an arcade engineer because you could go and get 48 at lunchtime. Not 24.
In terms of age that I quit, I'll have to reverse engineer it. I guess 27, 28.
There we go. And you were smoking Marlboro Lights when you quit, were you?
No, I'd moved. They got too expensive. And someone told me about the peat thing.
What?
So apparently Marlboro Lights, the vast majority of the time, it was Royals as a kid, but then Marlboro Lights for a really long time, and then at the end Mayfair Smooth, just because they were slightly cheaper than. I think there was like an set price limit.
Yeah,
I didn't.
what was
Because they weren't rolled by a guy named Pete.
But Marlboro Lights, someone told me while I was smoking Marlboro Lights that they just moved from Marlboro Lights because someone told them that there's salt or peat in some part of the manufacturing process, either within the tobacco or within the wrap.
Right.
And the paper burns quicker as a result. So the actual and Marlboro, if you just set a Marlboro Light and another cigarette off at the same time, the Marlboro Light will burn out first. But that wasn't the problem. He said once someone's told you this, you'll always be able to taste salt when smoking a Marlboro Light.
I don't know why I hated Marlboro Lights, but I didn't mind Marlboro Red. They were okay.
So as soon as he said that, and whether it's psychosomatic or what, but there was a slight salty quality to it. And
but I thought all cigarettes had saltpeter in it. I thought that was
I don't know what he was on about. But the second he said that, they were tasted way saltier than any other cigarette.
But saltpeter is not it isn't salt. That's potassium nitrate or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But he said they're salty, and then as soon as he said it, they were.
It keeps it lit. Saltpeter would keep it lit. It would, but unlike a roll, if you put it down, it goes out.
But the other thing, it was good timing though, because I'm sure they'd hit like £5, £5, 3p or something like that. So they'd hit like a bracket that I wasn't prepared to venture into anyway. So moved to a cheaper brand. I'm sure a lot of people did that.
I think mine's disgusting. Anyway, started smoking every day when I was 12.
It's way too
and I quit when I was 30. Yeah. So I did 18 years. And yeah. And Ben, it was drum tobacco but tailor-made. My favourite cigarette was always Benson Hedges Gold. I smoked Benson Hedges Gold.
Even at the end?
Yeah. I never went light. That's how you get.
How were you getting?
Wonderfully
how were you getting
voice.
At age 12?
I used to. This is disgusting. As anybody who watches things, our Facebook group, quite one for a performance. And when I was a kid, it played very well into that. So there was a chap around the corner in his shop, and as far as he was concerned, I was 16 and had special needs, and they forced me to go back to school and wear the school uniform. It may have been something I said in the shop.
Right. Around our way, you could buy them off ice cream men.
Yeah, somebody just said that in chat as well. Oh, that never happened. You could buy singles, but I don't ever remember that. But there was a shop around the corner from the school, and the guy who worked there was called Anthony. And what played into it quite well was that I'd been buying cigarettes there for a while, and then another kid from my year came in and bought some cigarettes, tried to buy some cigarettes in front of me, and Anthony ID'd him, and he was smaller than me. And I said, there is no way he's old enough. He's 12, I know that, and I helped kick him out. And then Anthony said, thank goodness for good kids like you. And I went, exactly, 10 Benson Hedges, please. And then I was sorted forever. Yeah, it's kind of disgraceful.
I hope you gave him one.
And a cigarette. For after.
Good. What's your point? Are you on about this thing? This study? There's been a study, hasn't there, or some?
It was about. It was about the lung. I'm not going to talk about the study because we know about this anyway.
Oh, it's the magical lung thing.
It's not magic, and it's well known. 2 years after you stop smoking,
it totally is magic, though, John. Totally is magic.
Magic, John.
2 years after you stop smoking, the cells in your lungs repair themselves, but it's unlike other parts of your body that don't.
What's that lizard?
Lung genie, John. It's the lung genie.
What's that lizard that can change colour?
Chameleon.
Chameleon.
That's magic.
It's not.
Just
stay
magic.
green. Stay green. Stay safe. Stay in the woods.
Lung genie, John. Definitely lung genie.
We know because you inhale superheated smoke and you burn off the hairs on the inside of your lungs, which is really, really bad for you, and you can't get rid of shit in your lungs. And when you smoke, but that regenerates. And for a long time, scientists have said that after 2 years, the difference between a non-smoker and an ex-smoker in lung health. As long as you must quit before a certain age. I can't remember what it is. It's about 60 something, and because otherwise the damage is irreparable. And then they kind of bounce back quite amazingly. There's a few different. Some organs are brilliant and some are rubbish. Like kidney damage is really really bad because they don't repair themselves, but livers do.
They did it in school. Like I'm sure it's a classic thing where they
lung.
The one lung, both lungs have been smoking 10 years. But one lung had quit 2 years before getting hit by a bus.
Oh, okay.
And so one was repaired and one wasn't. And it's like, It's not too late, kids.
Yeah, you can quit.
And it's like, yeah, but if your bus is going to get you anyway.
But it was just quite
it
was quite a fun thing to sort of to ask people what they vote. There was so much variety. It was quite incredible. Because I wanted people's favourite rather than anything else, so there was lots of rolling tobaccos. Big thing. I smoked them because they went out, and I used to work in shops when you could smoke behind the counter, which is quite bad.
The ages in chat live are literally range between 12 and 18, so
yeah,
pretty standard. I think there's always been a thing of roll-up smokers adopting vaping quicker than traditional smokers.
Really?
Have you not noticed?
I suppose because
if you go across a group, there's a lot.
I suppose you're used to the convenience. You're used to a slight inconvenience with rolling tobacco, aren't you? So maybe that's
cheaper.
And cheaper.
So if you bought into the e-cigs are cheaper than smoking, lie. Then that was a thing. But also, it's that DIY, isn't it? It's that
you're
doing
used
it yourself,
to fiddling with stuff,
and you often see a lot of people that used to do roll-ups now mix their own juice. It's because they're perfectly happy to get involved, aren't they?
I remember I used to roll cigarettes. I'd rolled cigarettes for my dad 2 years after I stopped smoking because he'd pop round with his own tobacco and Rizla papers and go, make me a cigarette. And it was really odd making a cigarette that you're not going to smoke because I could still roll better than he can. I probably still can.
And someone in the shop the other day, I don't know much about this because I always use normal cigarettes, but he asked for super light filters or super thin or super small filters or something.
Oh, slim.
Maybe slim. I don't know.
Yeah. You get slim filters.
Shitter filters. Unless you just wanted a slim cigarette again.
Oh, you had to be good. If you were good enough to get a filter in the end, I could as well. I didn't used to. Mine were all filterless because I'm a terrible.
A lot of people use those tins. Where you just
amateurs. Yeah.
They were pretty nudie,
rolling thing in the end. But it was quite an interesting thing.
We kind of debated it a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the long-term impact. And it's like lungs can repair, but what damage have you done to your throat, kidneys? It's
absolutely
very, very hard to quantify.
We do know without a shadow of doubt that if you damage any part of your body, it doesn't actually matter. You're more likely to get cancer in the area you damaged. If you have really weird stuff, like
unless you're a shark,
if you get a bee sting, unless you're a bee,
sharks can't get cancer.
No. But how's that useful? I've never heard of a cod with cancer. If you got a...
But they can't smoke. Richard, they can't smoke, can they? Because
me and Richard have done about 4 Carl Pilkington jokes through the show today, and they're really stupid, but it's really funny. If you get stung by a bee on the arm, you're lucky to get... You might get skin cancer. If you get skin cancer, it could be in the area where you got a bee sting because the DNA damage. What have we got? Have we got any more content? Are we going to chat?
We have got something else.
Go for
it. One more thing we do need to tease.
Ooh.
T-shirts.
We have
the man with us right now. Always worth reminding everyone that if you're a fan of vaping, I'd like to think you are at this point, an hour and 10 into a live vaping show. You might want to get your hands on some Vapparel, which is James's brilliant merchandise group. He makes T-shirts, he designs and has T-shirts made to order on a vaping theme. He's got loads of cool T-shirts. You made these, James, as well. The official,
Oh, I should
the
have
official
always
Vape
baked
Meat
it.
t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. Not just because of the memories, it's actually a good t-shirt. So, do check out Vaperil. If anyone gets a chance, put a link in chat to Vaperil. Get on board with that, because the new Ohm Show is going to be linking up with Vaperil to produce our official tea.
Boom.
True.
So yes, so if you want an official New Ohm Show t-shirt, the place to be will be Vaperil. Even more exciting than that, James is going to begin concepts very, very soon, and he's going to be putting those out in the Vaperil group and in our group to see what people think.
That's right. That's right. I've got a few little designs on the burner. Yeah, but I have been a little bit busy. I've been doing some stuff for a shop in Hartlepool, not Hartlepool, or down south somewhere. So that is next on the list is undoubtedly the new Ohm Show designs. They're in concept. They're in concept right now. That's what they are. They're in concept, mainly up here.
Yeah.
But some down here, but mainly up here. But yeah,
You
we'll
have
put
to
on the
let
group.
these things percolate, don't you?
Yeah, you know, I've got a process. You know, I have.
If anyone wants to have a go at doing their own and put it in the group, that would be spectacular. But it can't be good. It has to be bad.
Yeah.
No, it can be totally good. I'll absolutely steal your ideas. No problem at all. I have
I'll tell you what. If we do if I put I'll put a picture on it later. But if I put I'll put something in the group right now on www.facebook.com, the new Ohm Show group. I'll put Noz Teas will be the post, and stick one in the best one. That could mean
funniest.
I'm just going to go with best, and that means could be funniest, could be shittest, could just be whatever, and we'll pick one and you can win. I'll send you a pistache kit on Monday or something like that.
Nice.
We can have that.
Yeah. So grab Microsoft Paint and have at it.
Have yourself a Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's been great of watching James's t-shirts go out and being the owner of my blue ones. Absolutely favourite. We love wearing them.
What was the biggest seller, James, so far?
It was the Vietnamese t-shirt. It was the Vietnamese t-shirt.
Oh,
but there was about I don't know, maybe 300 sold. No, 200 odd sold last year, which is not bad. Not bad for first year. I think it was all right. It was all right. It was pretty good. It's exciting. It's really, you know what it is. It's not a big money maker. I've said this before. It's not a big money maker at all. It's a lot of work, and it is very little return financially. But it's not about that.
What the fuck? People are so stupid. Within me saying this, Chris Bishop is watching the show. I just put the fucking thing up. Chris put X1. Listen. Phil Reeve. That's how much they want your t-shirt, James.
He's hyped about the potential for a t-shirt.
They saw the X1 and they saw the word tees and they were like, yes, I do.
Maybe he's ordering an extra large.
Actually, speaking of size, if people are watching, there is one of the things that I do that loads of people don't do is bigger sizes, because it can be a nightmare for if you want a bigger size tee, and I do up to 4XL, which is the big for a big lad, or big lads, and again. Get on the group. It's good.
I think the last t-shirt.
It's not about money. It is about when you see people wearing them. It's super cool. It's really, really cool. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
It's one of the better work I do. I like it.
Phil has just realised his X1. He's gone with
yeah, so that's a bit of fun. Have a little go at doing it, but do keep your eyes peeled for James's actual ideas that could get made into them, and then obviously we'll let you know when a proper list goes up and we're proper doing them and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's cool. I was really impressed with these ones, and so it's an obvious link up.
Barry Miller's saying do a rerun of the Vape Meat ones because he didn't get one.
That's an option.
No, they're a one-time only day. That's what another cool thing. It's like it's a little bit like art. You do them once, and then you burn them. That's it. They're done.
But you're completely correct. I buy t-shirts exactly like that because I know I'm wearing a Hot Fuzz t-shirt, which is a swan, right? But it was only available for 2 days. You can't get it. That was it.
Yeah.
So I'm never going to bump into a guy. Well, I am.
I love that.
It's a memory as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the idea of having those t-shirts like that. They're just great.
I think that's why we were so keen to have the year on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's a very specific part of it, isn't it? You know,
it's James's logo too, which made it even more special because we used it all the way from the beginning.
So that's that. Stay tuned for that. It's good, all good, and do get on Vapero. That's the important bit of that, because if you're not on there, you won't be able to get one. That's literally how it is. But we will remind you, obviously. But yeah.
Just a quick Brexit-y kind of thing, because I've had a couple of emails about it this week. Just calm, stay calm. For now, things are going to change when it comes to postage and things like that to the rest of Europe. Not in terms of cost implications, but just in terms of customs declarations for me. But that's just a little. I won't charge you. We never charge anything for packaging. But lots of companies. Sorry, I wasn't talking about just that, Nick. I was just talking about the fact that we'll keep getting the shit out to you. Nothing changes tomorrow night at midnight. It's not a thing to be worried about. I had 2 emails from France this week when they were stocking up, which they're happy, I don't mind, but you don't need to do that. You just keep your eyes on the news. Things are going to change as and when they change. Maurice Flonston, who is the Prime Minister, is trying to get the whole thing all the bow around it by the end of this year. And as and when, I think we're fully expecting a customs declaration sticker going on, but it doesn't make any difference to me. It's the same as sending it to the US.
Speaking of which, as well, Brexit, TPD, TPD2, TPD3, etc. We are hoping to have a regulations, vape regs expert on the show in the coming weeks, aren't we, John?
Yes, here we are.
So we will be picking his or her brains very soon about all that sort of stuff. So we have been vague up to this point about all the implications and stuff. So we'll try and catch up. We'll try and catch up for that one with an actual expert, because me and John don't care, do we, John? So that's all good. So that's it. That's the show, though. That's everything.
Oh, I was going to do. I just had Nick advert.
Go on then.
No, I was just going to say.
Advert.
I was just going to say that Pistache has been absolutely flying out the door. Thank you to everybody who watches and orders from me and for your patience.
Yeah,
because it went
much left.
There's like half of it's gone already for the Pistache because you just went insane, which is grand. I may shift some more concentrates to concentrates. I don't know. It depends. If you want that, email me or something. But thank you for being so patient and so kind. And not one person, I didn't get one shitty email, even though I got it within the time that's promised, which is 2 working days to ship. Normally it's less than 1, but it sometimes gets insane, and it did this week. But again, thank you very much for your patience. I get it. You really, really like Pistache. Cannoli is the next shipment we're doing. So, and it'll be way more Can Only Be Nuts because you went mad for that. And way more Can Only Be Breakfast because you went mad for that as well. So I'll get those out. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah. Pistache, just on it.co.uk. Don't leave it too long.
Go on, Ernie. And go over to Vapero.
Yeah,
and
we'll put a link in the group to that. And yeah, if you're not in there, you won't get one. So that's the thing. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for coming on, James. Thanks for coming on, Brad, as always.
Thanks for having us.
John, you don't get to choose anyway. It's not a thing.
No, it's fine.
And get better soon, Brad.
I'll survive. If I don't, you'll get a notice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We should set up some sort of system for a death.
Yeah. Well, when I die, my wife.
I've got one.
Take over.
I've got one. Brad's my insurance broker. If I'm dead, he'll tell you.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Easy.
So there we go. Oh yeah, Chris Bishop wants to talk to you about that, Brad. Yeah. So anyway, that's hyper personal. Okay, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.